Now, if you think about the word director in different settings, in a movie or a musical director, their responsibility is leading everybody to orchestrate something that works perfectly and harmoniously. And that's the role of the business owner always.
From my side, where I want to go to is regarding the working on your business and not in your business. And I think a lot of people hear that, but they don't really understand that. And I think it's very difficult for a lot of reasons. I know I started and I couldn't even delegate. I'm busy writing my first book, and I'm going through all those phases of mine and of can't be able to delegate. I wanted to be a receptionist. I wanted to pick up the phone. I want to answer emails. I want to do marketing and be the accountant and do everything in the company. And you get to a point where you realize that if you don't delegate, you can't grow your business. You can't later on scale your business. Um, so I think a lot of people are stuck in the sense of they do their day-to-day work, and not maybe from your side give a quick indication of somebody that doesn't really understand what I'm talking about right now, the difference between working on your business and working in your business.
Yes, thank you. It's such an important point. I think as any form of entrepreneurship, even being a business owner, of, like, let's for instance use a barbershop, the quality and the product the service and the product that you provide is what generates revenue. That's working in your business. So we get as owners, it's very important to be hands-on and to listen and talk to the customers and provide the best possible quality of service and products. But if you continue doing that as the business owner, for past the stage where the business is at break even, the business will never have the opportunity to grow past the point of full capacity. And working on the business is where you build systems which can capture data, and you look at that data and to steer the business into a next stage or the next level. And I think what some people might think is, oh, so working on the business means I'm the boss, everybody else does all the work, and I just do the think work. And I think that's very important to always be in the business, and to a certain extent. For instance, myself, I've been now for the past 6 months, I've now moved out of the business and I'm working on the business. So on the practices, I'm consulting them. I don't see patients on a daily basis. But before that, my day was always split in two. I had a full-time job throughout the day where I was consulting, seeing patients. And then before work, between 5 o'clock in the morning and 8:30 in the morning, and between 8 o'clock and 11 at night, I was working on the business again, where I was looking at the data, looking at our customers were saying, what was the reviews, where can we improve, and where's the opportunities for our business to grow.
Thank you for watching. Just a quick reminder to grab your gift pack for entrepreneurs in the link below. It's a gift pack for entrepreneurs to the value of 57,000 Rand, free of charge. All you need to do is activate it. Part of that gift pack for entrepreneurs is a voucher of 3 months for 3 months free accounting services from a company, Dryk Holdings. All you need to do is activate the gift pack voucher in the link below, and we will be in contact with you as soon as you've done that. Thank you for watching, and back to the interview.
And it is absolutely crucial. Like, there's no stages where you can focus on one and then on the other. There's stages where they are prioritized and some are more important. But it's so important to work on the business and to be, your hande, in Afrikaans, your hande moet vuil wees. You need to know exactly what's going on in your business. If I ask you, what is your gross profit, or what are you expected to do next month, and what's happening in the market? Those are questions that you need to answer as quickly as answering your name.
Definitely, I think I always I try to always communicate with my employees as well at Dryk Holdings, in the sense of I mean, you have people that do. I used to do financial statements. I used to do monthly accounting. I used to do a number of things in the business. And then slowly but surely you progress to the point, and like you say, you have all the knowledge around the business, but you can delegate to certain people, give them the responsibility of handling certain things. So these days I have people that do financial statements. I do have a number of people that assist with the monthly accounting, people do statutory information, someone handling online leads, handling my cell phone. So and it's not that I'm away and I'm on holiday. I'm still there, but I see my job as being the person navigating the business, and obviously be there for the customers, etc. But monitoring the business toward and steering it towards a certain direction, and make sure financial statements get done and get out. But I don't touch it, because then I interfere with somebody's work and I interfere with that trust. So, and I think it's also important to understand and to communicate. That's how I feel, to communicate with your employees regarding that, because just as much as the importance of working on your business, just as important as working in your business. So the people working in your business, doesn't matter if it's a receptionist or the top manager in your business, they're all similarly important of building your business together with you. And it's always a team sport.
Absolutely. We've got a culture in our business, like we, on your email signature, it doesn't say CEO or optical assistant. It just says here to help. You know, and that's for outside communication. That's the only thing that's really important, is for the customer to know that we're here to help, and that there's no bias in how people are treated. And you know, the title of the owner of a PTY is director. Now, if you think about the word director in different settings, in a movie or a musical director, their responsibility is leading everybody to orchestrate something that works perfectly and harmoniously. And that's the role of the business owner always. And an interesting exercise to do is to quantify your time, is to say that, you know, how much does it cost you, for instance, to do a financial statement versus what do you pay somebody else to do that, or make a cup of coffee, for instance. I mean, if you take 15 minutes to make a proper cup of coffee, which it can be, if you, depending on the machine or the percolator, whatever you use, you know, what does it cost you in terms of 15 minutes to make that cup of coffee? It might actually be it's bad for your business. It costs the money, your business, actually too much for you to be making the cup of coffee, rather than employing somebody that makes that cup of coffee for you, or whichever, you know, role in the business it might be. So that's also just a practical way of looking at it and saying, but you know, where's the line, and where should I be focusing my areas or not? I saw you spoke about the past week, you made a few posts about the 80-20 principle, the Pareto's rule or law. And it's such a powerful principle. You know, I think a practical thing regarding working on your business is, like I said initially, the starting point is building systems that can measure the business cycles, or what, you know, the products that you are doing. For us, you know, we've got a few KPIs or key performance indices that we look at on a daily basis. But secondly, we also look at customer reviews. So let's take customer reviews, for instance. So it pulls through to a data set where working on the business is looking at all of the customer reviews once a month, and we only ask 3 questions. Now, were we affordable? Because part of our vision is simplicity and affordability. So whatever we do, that's our true north. If we want to do something, does it make it easier for the customer to access eye care, and is it more affordable? So the 3 questions that we ask, or 4 perhaps, is, you know, were we affordable? Were you happy with our services? Would you recommend us to, out of 10, how much would you recommend us to friends and family? And the 5th element is subjective feedback. So anybody can say anything that they'd like. So once a month, applying the 80-20% rule is saying, know, what's the 20% thing that 80% of the people are saying, and the opposite of it, and trying to improve it. So for us, it would be, for instance, somebody would say, the variety of our frames can be better. Then we will actually go and say, but okay, we need to look at the supplier and look at, you know, what's the percentage of our clientele, what can we bring in? And next month, we've got a bigger variety of frames. So it's that continuous improvement of 1%. That's just a practical example of working on your business, is looking at the data, taking that 20% gold out of it and making the changes continuously. And I think that's applicable to any business. Knowing your business in terms of what is successful margins. You know, the first point is pricing and margins, and that's a very easy thing to set. You know, that's something you can change within a week. But secondly, it is marketing. So creating enough volume to support those margins. So the marketing aspect of any business, I think, as I've learned, is so essential, and it's impossible to have growth without active marketing and having something to market. So marketing, per its definition, is creating, you know, making people aware of the service that you provide, and together with marketing is branding. So branding is creating a business or that looks and feel the way that it will attract the customer that you want to attract. So if everything in your business is going to be pink, you're not going to attract men so often. And it's a stupid example, but your brand has to be, you know, align with the type of customer that you want to attract. And so it's difficult to get one or two nuggets, but I think if I had to say one thing is get to know your business. That's the first step. Know your margins. And from there on, once you've actually gave it some data over 2 or 3 months, in the beginning of our franchises, we just put those systems in place. We get to know the business, the area, the customers, and then we can start making some changes based on the data. But in the meanwhile, you know, between those 3 months, you've got to make sure that you make enough margin to continue. I think, like I said previously, as South Africans, we don't like failure, but we also don't like being sharks. So we don't like, you know, adding too much margin. And I agree with that. I think there's an absolute responsibility as business owners, but you have to create margin to see the next day. So I think sometimes just sitting down with some of our customers or of the franchisees, they haven't changed their pricing or increased their pricing for the past 10 years. And in the past 10 years, the inflation and exchange rate and everything has changed. So, you know, looking at all those things and seeing if it's irrelevant to your industry is really, really important. If that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure.